Hi guys, Ian Johnson from driversuccess.com. Today we're going to talk about PLCM, which is Product Lifecycle Management. And this is a well-established principle of managing products within a market. Every single product basically goes through 4 stages within the market to which it's sold. Anyone that works as a brand manager, marketing manager, product manager knows that every product is going to go through these 4 stages before it reaches its end of life. Okay, so I'm going to go over the 4 stages today. But the main purpose of the video today is to basically discuss the 5th stage of product lifecycle management. And it doesn't always happen, but it does happen from time to time. And when it does, the companies that are really in tune with their market and know exactly what's going on, when they know what's going on, and if they can see that there might be this 5th stage actually presenting itself, they'll take advantage of it and they can dominate their market on a product offering with very little competition. Okay, so what I've got here is I've got my y-axis and my x-axis. The y-axis equals number of units sold, x-axis equals time. Very quickly, right off the bat, number 1, the first stage is the introduction stage. The introduction stage is very simple to understand. What you've got here is, you're introducing your product to market, so, your costs are high, your production volumes are low, customers haven't quite accepted the product offering yet, so you're just in the initial stages of introducing it. The second stage is the growth stage, okay? And it's during this period where customers really start to take notice of your product offering, they really start to get excited, and you start selling more over time, okay? So you're going up in terms of sales over time. It's growth stage. Your production costs come down as your production volumes go up. And then the third stage is called market saturation, okay? And basically, what happens here is, during this stage of the product's life, there's been a lot of competitors have basically rode this wave to the top, and they've all become part of the market. Unfortunately, at the market saturation stage, the product's kind of reached its zenith. It's at the point in time now where customers are kind of just no longer as interested in the product offering. There's too many competitors. There's price erosion. At this point in time, pricing is at best stable. Profit margins aren't nearly as good as they were during the growth stage. And it's this market saturation is just there's too many competitors, and customers have too many choices, so companies don't really make as high profit margins during the market saturation stage. Okay, so that's the third. And the 4th stage is the decline stage. Okay, this is basically as a product reaches its end of life, competitors start to leave the market, production volumes drop, pricing continues to drop, and what you've got here is basically companies that are deciding, you know what, customers don't want the product offering, so we're gonna stop offering it. Okay, and the reason why PLCM is so important is because companies have to be able to plan their new product introduction to coincide with the end of a product's life in its market. So they may have started even designing a new product during the growth stage or the market saturation stage, but they're well positioned to take advantage of a new product introduction once this current product ends its course. Okay, so that's the 4 stages of a product's life. Very simple. However, sometimes, and it's very rarely, sometimes a product will have a 5th stage, and it'll actually rebound. Okay, so in this case, it'll actually rebound. It'll go from being dead to being rejuvenated, okay? So this we're going to call rebirth. So, the product was thought to be dead, pretty much over, nobody wants it, but all of a sudden it comes back. Now, the companies that are really in tune with their market and know exactly what their customers want are able to take advantage of this 5th stage of product lifecycle management. It doesn't always happen, okay? It's not something that happens with every product. It's very rare. But, to give you an example of something like this, you think about vinyl records, okay? In the mid-'80s, vinyl records, market saturation, people wanted to buy CDs. Obviously vinyl records have been around, for decades, and yet it was time to move on to the CD, so it started to decline. However, there are still people making vinyl records today, and it actually achieved somewhat of a rebirth. And the companies that are making vinyl records now have probably got better profit margins than they've ever had before. So the 5th stage of a product's life does happen sometimes. And what you need to be aware of is, you got to be able to talk to your customers and know if there's interest in your product, for a couple of specific customers, then you've got to go about analyzing, does it make sense to continue to manufacture this product? Am I, moving resources away from production throughput on other more important product lines? Or does it really make sense to keep the machinery that I've got and to continue to pound out this product? And what are is my profit margin? What will that profit margin be if I continue to support my customers? So you got to look at your material requirements and everything else. So, there are 4 stages to a product's life: introduction, growth, market saturation, decline. But every once in a while, there is that 5th stage. And if you pay close attention to your market, you may be, 1 or 2 companies that can provide that product, and you can have very, very good, healthy gross profit margins. So that's it. Product lifecycle management strategies, the 4 stages, and the 5th rebirth stage. Pay attention to your market and see if that actually comes about. Take care, Ian Johnson, driversuccess.com. Bye-bye.